In this video, you'll learn how to construct the major scale using a characteristic pattern of half-step and whole-step intervals. This will enable you to build a major scale from any starting note. Major and minor scales are the most common types of scales used. In this video, I will only address the major scale. The minor scale will be studied later in the course. The major scale consists of 7 notes. The first note of the scale is known as its first degree or tonic. All major scales have the same pattern of half-step and whole-step intervals. Therefore, they sound the same no matter the starting note. You can build the scale from each of the 12 notes in an octave. The name of the scale specifies both its tonic and its interval pattern. For example, C major indicates a major scale with the note C as its tonic. An interval is the distance between two notes. The half-step interval is the smallest interval. On the piano keyboard, it is the distance between a key and its nearest key to the left or right. For example, the distance between the notes E and F is a half-step interval, as there's no key in between. The whole-step interval equals 2 half-steps. For example, the distance between the notes A and B is a whole-step interval because of the black key in between. So a half-step is 1 key to the left or right, and a whole step is 2 keys to the left or right. This is the major scale interval pattern. The major scale interval pattern is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. The half steps occur between the 3rd and 4th degrees and between the 7th and 1st degrees. Let's build the C major scale. This is the most common scale. Starting from the note C, we need a whole step interval. This equals 2 half steps. We land on the note D. From the note D, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note E. From the note E, we need a half step interval. We land on the note F. From the note F, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note G. From the note G, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note A. From the note A, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note B. The final interval we need is a half step. And so we are back to the note C, 1 octave higher. Let's hear the C major scale. In addition to the interval pattern, we also need to use consecutive note letter names from the music alphabet. This will enable us to use the correct note name and accidental when constructing scales that require accidentals. The note letter names were obvious in the C major scale. However, in scales that require accidentals, that is sharps or flats, you will encounter situations with 2 different note name options. Let's build the F major scale to see how to solve this situation. Starting from the note F, we need a whole step interval. This equals 2 half steps. We land on the note G. From the note G, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note A. From the note A, we need a half step interval. Now, this is a situation with 2 different note name options. This note can be called A sharp or B flat. These are known as enharmonic equivalents. It is the exact same pitch. However, 2 different note names are available. Now, it's quite easy to choose which enharmonic to use, as we need to use consecutive note letter names from the music alphabet. We came from the note A, and therefore we land on B flat. From the note B flat, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note C. From the note C, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note D. From the note D, we need a whole step interval. We land on the note E. The final interval we need is a half step. And so we are back to the note F 1 octave higher. Let's hear the F major scale. So the major scale can be built from any of the 12 notes in an octave. We just need to use the characteristic major scale interval pattern and consecutive note letter names. If required, we'll adjust the notes using accidentals to get the necessary intervals. This is required for any scale except C major and A minor, which has 0 accidentals. I hope this interval method was useful for you to learn and understand the construction of major scales. In the next video, we will take a look at the minor scale.